Now the next topic is relationship between textile production and world market. Around 1750, India was by far the world's largest producer of cotton textile. And Indian textile had long been renowned both for their fine quality and good craftsmanship. They were extensively traded in Southeast Asia, Java, Sumatra and Penang, and West and Central Asia. And from the 16th century, European trading companies, they began buying Indian textile for sale in Europe. Children, memories of this flourishing trade and the craftsmanship of Indian weavers is preserved in many words still current in English and other languages. Children, there were many other words which point out to the popularity of Indian textile in Western markets like muslin, calico, chintz, bandhna, patola and zamdani. Now children, let's discuss how were the names muslin and calico introduced. Children, European traders first encountered fine cotton cloth from India carried by Arab merchants in Mosul, and later on they started calling it muslin, and Portuguese came across the cotton in Calicut, so they called it calico. Children, this is a page of an order book that the East India Company sent to its representatives in Calcutta in 1730. The order of 1730 was for 5,89,000 pieces of cloths. It contained a list of 98 varieties of cotton and silk cloth, and these were known by their common names in the European markets as piece good. They were 20 yard long and 1 yard wide. And children, from this image you can see how each item in the order book was carefully priced in London, and these orders had to be placed 2 years in advance because this was the time required to send orders to India and get this specific cloth woven and shipped to Britain. And once the cloth pieces arrived in London, they were put up for auction and sold. Children, printed designs on fine cloth was popularly known as chintz, which were produced in Masulipatam, Andhra Pradesh in mid-19th century. And this kind of fine cloth, fine chintz, was produced to export to Iran and Europe. Chintz, it is derived from the Indian word cheet, a cloth with small and colorful flowery designs. From the 1680s, there started a craze for printed Indian cotton textiles in England and Europe, mainly for their exquisite floral design, fine texture, and relative cheapness. Rich people of England, including the Queen herself, wore clothes of Indian fabric. Children, see, this is an image of patola weave, mid-19th century. Patola was woven in Surat, Ahmedabad and Patan, and this was highly valued in Indonesia. It became a part of the local weaving tradition there. Children, next slide is of Jamdani weave, early 20th century. Jamdani is a fine muslin on which decorative motifs were woven on the loom, typically in grey and white. Often a mixture of gold and cotton thread was used. And the most important center of Jamdani weaving were Dhaka in Bengal and Lucknow in the United Provinces. In this next slide, you can see the bandhna work. The word bandhna that refers to any brightly colored and printed scarf for the neck or head. The term bandhna that derived from the word bandhna, that means in Hindi for tying, and referred to a variety of brightly colored cloth produced through a method of tying and dyeing. Bandhana patterns were mostly produced in Rajasthan and Gujarat. Children, the order book, the page of order book which you have seen in earlier slide. Now in that you can find that there were other cloths in that order book that were noted by their place of origin: Kasim Bazar, Patna, Calcutta, Orissa, Charpur. The widespread use of such word that shows how popular Indian textile had become in different parts of the world. Now some questions based on video. First question, where was patola woven? Second question, explain piece goods. Third question, what is bandhana? Children, answer these questions.